In the winter of 1966, at a regional karate tournament dojo in San Francisco's Japantown district, a third-degree black belt karate champion named Victor Santos, 6 feet 1 inch tall, 190 pounds of tournament-honed muscle, leaned against the wall after his win and muttered loud enough for nearby spectators to hear that the small Chinese instructor demonstrating earlier was too skinny to take a real hit, let alone give one. Bruce Lee, 5 feet 7, 140 pounds, had been invited as a guest to show non-traditional techniques between matches. Santos, fresh off a trophy and riding a wave of 32 straight tournament victories in kata and kumite, laughed when someone pointed out who the skinny guy was. He stepped forward, guy belt tight, voice carrying. 9 seconds, he said. That's all it'd take me. 9 seconds later, shockwaves rippled through the 20 or so people still in the room as Santos hit the mat hard, breath gone, eyes wide with something beyond pain. This is that story. By 1966, Bruce Lee had solidified his place in the Bay Area martial arts scene. His Oakland school drew a mix: students who trained hard, skeptics who came to test, occasional visitors from other styles. He had moved beyond pure Wing Chun years earlier, absorbing boxing rhythm, French fencing footwork, judo throws, anything that proved effective under pressure. Demonstrations at events like Ed Parker's Long Beach tournament had started turning heads: 2-finger push-ups, 1-inch punches that sent men reeling. Yet among traditional karateka, especially tournament winners accustomed to points and rules, Bruce remained an oddity. Too eclectic, too small, too willing to discard what didn't work. Santos embodied the opposite. He trained in Shotokan roots but competed in full-contact variations emerging then: hard blocks, linear power, ki shouts that intimidated. His record spoke. Undefeated in his division for 2 years running, known for devastating mawashi jari roundhouse kicks and oizuki lunging punches. The dojo that afternoon carried the scent of pine cleaner and tatami mats. Fluorescent strips hummed above. Most competitors had left for the day, but a core group lingered, about 15 to 20 people, a few of Santos's dojo mates, tournament judges unwinding, Bruce's handful of students who had come to support the demo. No big crowd, no announcement, just casual talk turning pointed. Bruce finished explaining intercepting timing when Santos spoke up. He crossed the mat in easy strides. "Look, no disrespect," he began, though tone suggested otherwise. "But size matters. You can't generate power looking like that. Too skinny, too light on the feet." He flexed subtly, shoulders rolling. Bruce turned, eyes calm. He studied Santos for a breath. Then quietly, "Let's see." The space cleared naturally. Mats shifted aside slightly for room. Distance set at 10 feet. Santos adopted a deep Zenkutsu Dachi stance, hands chambered, weight forward. Bruce stood neutral, feet shoulder width, hands relaxed, breathing measured. No bows, no formalities, just the agreement. Body contact only, stop when one yields or says enough. Santos moved first. A probing Megari front kick. Testing range. Bruce sidestepped minimally, body angling away. The foot grazed air. Santos followed with a quick 1-2. Oizuki punch to the midsection. Bruce slipped it by dropping his lead shoulder and twisting hips. His left hand rose in a soft parry, guiding the arm outward. Right leg chambered at the knee in a flash. Shin snapped across Santos's lead thigh, low, precise, striking the vastus lateralis muscle bundle. The crack echoed off walls. Santos's leg wavered. He hissed. Bruce pressed the opening. He stepped inside the faltering guard. Left fist drove straight, short arc, knuckles sinking into solar plexus. Air burst from Santos in a choked gasp. Body curled forward. Bruce pivoted on planted foot. Right leg whipped low again. Hook kick this time, heel catching the same thigh nerve cluster with torque. 9 seconds. Santos's knee folded. He dropped to the mat, hard impact, palms slapping down. Face contorted, shock layering over pain. Breath came in short bursts. Bruce retreated 2 steps, hands lowered, expression unchanged, focused, not triumphant. The room froze. No cheers, no immediate words, just the soft scrape of GI fabric and heavy breathing from the fallen champion. Santos stayed down a long moment, then pushed up slowly, leg trembling. He looked at Bruce, eyes searching at first, then steadying. According to 3 witnesses who later spoke in fragments, Santos rose fully. He straightened his GI, nodded deeply, once respectful, no handshake needed. The gesture carried weight. Silence held thick afterward. People shifted eventually. Murmurs started low. Some of Santos's friends helped him to a bench. He rubbed the thigh, tested weight. Bruce resumed talking quietly with his students, back to technique, as if nothing unusual occurred. But the energy had shifted. One judge later noted in private how the air felt heavier, less bravado, more contemplation. No footage captured it. No official record. The dojo emptied quietly as evening fell. Stories circulated in tight circles, dojo gossip, locker room talk. Yet details emerged over time. Bruce referenced a tournament guy who learned size isn't everything in a 1968 note to a friend, vague, no names. Santos continued competing but quieter about cross-style debates. In rare mentions years later, he described it simply: he hit spots that shut things down, fast, smart. He admitted the low kicks disrupted his base in ways point fighting never prepared him for. Skeptics questioned the account. Timings varied. Some said 12 seconds, others 7. Claims surfaced that Santos held back, respecting the guest status. No bruises documented. Witness numbers fluctuated from 12 to 25. Those there held the core firm. One student broke it down later. First, shin strike. Concentrated force on quad. Muscle cramped. Body shot stole breath. Second kick severed nerve signal temporarily. Leg collapsed. Economy. No extra motion. Bruce's regimen then included daily low-line drills, thousands of repetitions against bags, focus on hip torque for penetration. He analyzed tournament footage, saw how karateka protected torso but exposed legs. Santos's doubt reflected common views: power from mass, kicks high for flash. Post-encounter, Bruce emphasized leg destruction more in classes. He explored counters to linear attacks, angling, intercepting before commitment. Perhaps the moment sharpened his views on adaptation. Santos faded from major circuits eventually, took up teaching fundamentals. In one quiet interview in the 1980s, asked about old challenges, he paused. "Some lessons come quick," he said, "and they stick." The Japantown dojo relocated long ago. Most from that day have passed or drifted. Still, the tale surfaces sparingly, shared in seminars, whispered in training halls. A line in an old tournament program margin, a student's faded journal entry. What lingered wasn't mere defeat. It was the instant certainty cracked. 9 seconds stripping illusion, revealing deeper mechanics. Size became secondary, precision primary. In the hush that followed the fall, the room grasped something essential. Real power flows from understanding, not appearance. 9 seconds to dismantle doubt. A legacy built on the quiet that remained. That shockwave. It travels still, touching anyone who underestimates the small frame carrying unbreakable intent.